Hello and welcome to the channel. The Day the River Spoke, Class 7, English, Ncert Solutions. Free reading activities. Let us do these activities before we read. Listening activity. Questions are the sounds around you trying to tell you something? Yes. They remind me that nature is always present and alive around me. Birds chirping, leaves rustling. Maybe they are telling me to slow down and observe. Number 2. Do you think the things around you also listen to you? Maybe. Nature seems to respond to emotions. Like when we are calm, animals come closer, and when we are noisy, they go away. Thinking about Janvi's dream. What could her dream be? Janvi's dream could be to go to school and learn, like her elder brother and sister. How could she make her dream come true? She could take courage, go to school on her own, and prove to everyone that she wants to learn. What is your dream? How can you do to make and what can you do to make your dream come true? My dream is to become a scientist. I can work hard, stay curious, and keep learning every day. Reading comprehension and discussion. Let's discuss. What was Janvi's dream? Was it important to her? And why? Janvi's dream was to go to school and learn. Yes, it was very important to her. She wanted to understand the world, ask questions, and learn like her brother and sister. Do you like the river do you think the river can help her in fulfilling her dream? How? The river could not take her to school, but it gave her courage and confidence by listening to her and encouraging her to try. It became her friend and gave her the idea to just walk into school. Let us discuss. What role did the river play in Janvi's life? The river acted like a wise friend and guide. It listened to Janvi, encouraged her, and gave her the idea and courage to go to school. How did Janvi finally start going to school? She gathered courage, walked to school with her baby brother, and listened to a lesson. The teacher noticed her and spoke to her parents, who then allowed her to go to school. What promise did Janvi make at the end? Janvi promised that she would become a teacher and encourage other girls in the village to go to school and learn. Let us discuss. Complete the table. Why the moon always comes from behind the hills? It goes down towards the sea. I have seen it always takes the same way over the mountains and come down and down to the sea like me. Can I do something? Little girls can do as much as little boys. What are ships? Big boats, so big that they can take hundreds of people, and they sail along the sea with lights that shine all night. Will they come over or come here? I am afraid not. Too large, Chandu's catamaran is good enough for me. Let us think and reflect. Complete the sentence. Extract 1. Complete the sentence. The tone of the river in the given extract is assuring, phrase that shows Janvi was a frequent visitor. You have been coming here to see me every day. Well, almost every day. The exclamation mark in "it couldn't be the river" expresses disbelief. Three qualities of the river: affectionate, thoughtful, kind hearted. Extract number 2. Complete the sentence. According to the river, there was no difference between girls and boys because they could swim equally fast and do the same things. True or false? The river encourages Janvi to have faith in herself and fulfill her desire to go to school. True. Meaning of sleep along quietly. What is the repetition of "I couldn't" tells us? It shows Janvi's fear, nervousness, and lack of confidence about doing something bold and new, like going to school without permission. Second, why does the writer describe different aspects of nature in great detail at the beginning of the story? Why do you think the writer does this? The writer describes different aspects of nature in great detail at the beginning of the story to create a vivid and magical setting. It helps readers feel the calm, beauty, and connection between Janvi and the natural world. The detailed description also prepares the reader for the imaginative conversation between Janvi and the river. It reflects Janvi's deep bond with nature and sets a dreamy, poetic tone for the story. Number 2. How did the river know so much about Janvi? The river knew so much about Janvi because she visited it almost every day and talked to it. The river observed her actions, listened to her thoughts, and became familiar with her feelings and desires. Since nature is portrayed as alive and caring in the story, the river was able to understand Janvi deeply. Number 3. Janvi says, "And I am so old now, they will never let me go." What can you infer about Janvi and the school from this line? This line shows that Janvi feels insecure and believes she is too old to start going to school. It suggests that she might have missed the usual age to begin school due to circumstances beyond her control. It also implies that the school might have strict rules that she thinks society won't allow an older girl like her to join school. Number 4. Why did the river laugh when Janvi said she would be scared at school? The river laughed gently because it knew Janvi's true strength and potential. It found her fear unnecessary, as it believed she was just as capable and brave as any boy. The river wanted to encourage her by making her realize that her fear was not real and that she could overcome it. Number 5. Why should Janvi follow the river's advice? Janvi should follow the river's advice because it believes in her abilities and encourages her to chase her dream of going to school. The river represents wisdom, encouragement, and freedom. By following its advice, Janvi could break the barriers of fear and tradition and create a better future for herself. Number 6. How does the conversation between Janvi and the river make the story more appealing? The conversation between Janvi and the river adds a magical and imaginative element to the story. It brings nature to life and allows readers to see Janvi's inner thoughts and dreams through her dialogue with the river. It also conveys emotions in a gentle and creative way, making the story inspiring and memorable. Number 7. What is the main message that the writer intends to convey? The main message of the story is that girls have equal potential as boys and should be encouraged to follow their dreams, especially education. It also highlights the importance of believing in oneself and overcoming fear. The story promotes gender equality, self confidence, and the power of nature as a guiding force. Let's learn. Capitalization of river. You have learned that naming words are called nouns and only proper nouns begin with a capital letter. Why has the author used a capital letter for the river even when it is a common noun? The author has used a capital letter for the word river because the river has been personified. That is, it has been given human qualities like talking, laughing, thinking, and giving advice. It behaves like a character in the story, so the author treats it like a proper noun to show respect and importance, just like the name of a person. Second, sound words. Matching sound words with definitions. Screamed made a high pitched piercing sound. Splashed to cause liquid to strike or fall on something. Murmur, a low continuous background noise. Sobbed, cry with loud uncontrollable gasps. Rustle, to make a soft dry sound like paper or leaves moving. Gasped, took a short quick breath through the mouth due to surprise, pain, or shock. Rattling, shaking rapidly to make continuous short, sharp sounds. Noisy, making a lot of noise. Wailed, made a long, high cry, usually because of pain or sadness. Fill in the blanks using suitable sound words. The classroom grew noisy as the students noticed the teacher carrying the answer papers. As the teacher turned the pages with a rustle, the children gasped, wondering that comments awaited. Someone wailed in frustration, and the murmur of the students steadily increased. Finally, when the teacher praised the students for their excellent performance, the students screamed with excitement. Karma, the result of a person's actions which influence their future lives. Language of origin is Sanskrit. Sahib, a term of respect or polite address used for men, especially Europeans. Hindi or Urdu. Chutney, a spicy condiment made of fruits, vegetables, and spices. Hindi or Tamil. Guru, a spiritual teacher or guide. Sanskrit. Baranda, a roofed platform along the outside of a house. Hindi, from Portuguese influence in India. Jungle, a dense forest. Hindi or Sanskrit. Areca, a type of palm tree whose knot is chewed in many Asian countries or cultures. Kannada, Malayalam or Tamil language. Palanquin, a covered litter carried on poles used to transport people. In Sanskrit, in Hindi, palki. About boats, which one would you like to travel in? I would like to travel in a shikara because it looks beautiful, colorful, and peaceful as it floats gently on the lakes of Kashmir. Make a colorful drawing of a boat that you would like to travel in. Crossword puzzle on water transport. Ship, a large vessel used for transporting goods or passengers. Boat, a small vessel. Raft, a flat floating structure. Steamer, driven by steam. Canoe, a small, narrow boat moved by paddles. Tugboat, a boat with a powerful engine used to guide larger ships. Yacht, a pleasure or racing boat that rhymes with caught. This is the answer of the crossword puzzle. Sixth, Janvi takes the reverse advice and goes to school. On her first day at school, Janvi stood nervously outside the gate, clutching her bag close to her. The bell rang and she hurried inside the bustling classroom. She found a seat between two friendly classmates. The teacher greeted them warmly and started the lesson about numbers. Janvi listened attentively, feeling excited about the new adventure ahead. Here are the correct answers to the appropriate use of prepositions and adverbs. The cat jumped onto the table. Preposition followed by the noun, the table. The children played outside until dark. Adverb tells more about where they played. She quickly ran through the park. Preposition followed by the noun, the park. The helicopter was hovering above. Adverb describes where it was hovering. We were just walking along, chatting. Adverb describes how they were walking. After thoroughly wiping his shoes, he stepped in. Adverb tells where he stepped. She drove slowly around the sharp curve. Preposition followed by the noun, the sharp curve. He placed the keys under the mat before leaving. Preposition followed by the noun, the mat. Circle the words used by the speakers. You were asked to listen listen and identify which of the following words were used by the speakers. Lawyers, desk, homemaker, principal, newspapers, marriage, advertisements, carriers, posters, books. Words actually mentioned by the speakers are homemaker, speaker 1, father, Principal, speaker fifth, principal. Carriers, speaker first, father. Books, speaker fourth, student. Correct words to circle: homemaker, principal, carriers, books. Words not used: lawyer, desk, newspapers, marriage, advertisements, and posters. Match the statements to speakers. Promotes active participation for all in school activities. Speaker number 5, principal. Comments on how school makes learning mathematics joyful. Not mentioned. Believes in the power of education that leads to freedom of choice. Speaker number first, father. Shares that school also means companions. Student. Understands that boys and girls have different abilities. Not mentioned. Persuades the parent to grant permission to attend school. Not mentioned. Believes that learning skills is not gender based. Teacher. So, 1 principal, 3 father, 4 student, 7 teacher. Statements 2, 5, 6 are not used. Speaking the sentence in different emotions. Original sentence spoken by the river in a sleepy voice. Dear, dear, what's the matter? You shouldn't cry. You know, and you really shouldn't be scared. When you have been coming here, you see me every day. Almost every day. Now try saying it in different emotions. In happy. Dear, dear, what's the matter? You shouldn't cry, you know, and you really shouldn't be scared. You have been coming here every day, almost every day. Then in a surprised. Dear, dear, what's the matter? You shouldn't cry, you know, and really, you shouldn't be scared. You have been coming here to see me every day, almost every day. Then in angry, then in a very different situations and emotions to try on. You should try an angry, scared, sad, worried. Okay. Then asking for and giving advice. Situational dialogues. Situation 1, all boys football team. You said, there is a problem at school. I want to play football, but the team is only for boys. What do you think I should do? Partner said, I think you should talk to your teacher and ask if they can start a mixed team. If I were you, I wouldn't give up so easily. Situation 2, nervous in math exams. You said, I have been doing badly in mathematics because I get very nervous during exams. What would you do in my position? Partner said, why don't you practice mock test at home under exam conditions? If I were you, I would also talk to the teacher for tips to stay calm. Situation 3, no time for music practice. You said, here is my problem. I love music class, but I don't get enough time to practice. Do you think I should stop some other activity? Partner said, the best thing to do is to manage your time better. Maybe set a fixed schedule every day for practice. I think you should not give up music. Situation 4, can't see the blackboard. You said, I can't see the blackboard clearly from the bench last bench. I would appreciate your advice on this issue. The partner said, I think you should tell your teacher. Why don't you ask to be seated closer to the front? If I were you, I would also get my eyes tested. Title: The Dance of Nature's Colors. Every day I see a beautiful world full of life and colors around me. I find it very interesting that the leaves on the trees are not just green but have different shades. Some are bright green while others are dark and shiny. The flowers nearby have delicate petals that are soft to touch and come in vibrant colors like the red, yellow, and pink. I like watching the butterflies fluttering gently from flower to flower, their wings showing patterns of orange, black, and white. The soft ripple of the nearby water shines like silver under the sunlight, creating a peaceful sound that calms my mind. I feel happy and relaxed as I watch these small movements and colors blend beautifully with the sky's blue background. I want to tell you that nature is full of wonders if we take time to notice. My advice to all is to spend some moments each day observing nature closely, as it brings peace and teaches us to appreciate life's simple joys. Why are rivers in India considered scared and mostly referred to as female? Rivers in India are considered sacred because they are seen as life giving and purifying sources, especially essential for agriculture, drinking water, and rituals. Many rivers are personified as goddesses, means female deities, symbolizing fertility, nourishment, and motherhood, which is why they are referred to as female. For example, the Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati are all goddesses in Indian mythology. Some rivers are referred to as male, such as the Brahmaputra, the Son, possibly because of their strength, vastness, or local cultural beliefs and traditions. These masculine attributes reflect power and might. Whole class activity: languages spoken in the class. Create a chart listing languages like Hindi, English, Odia, Telugu, Bengali, Tamil, Kannada, Marathi, Punjabi, Urdu, etc. depending on your class profile. Students can add their languages, making a multilingual map of your classroom. Favorite language for reading and learning. Ask students which language they feel most comfortable and enjoy learning or reading in. It can be their mother tongue or second language like English. Collect responses and discuss why they prefer that language. Age, familiarity, interest, or something else. Poster questions. Do it by yourself. Then government schemes for child education. Some key schemes include Beti Bachao Beti Padhao, Balika Samriddhi Yojana, Samagra Shiksha Scheme, Kasturba Gandhi Balika Vidyalaj, Mahila E-Heart, Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana, National Program for Education of Girls at Elementary Level, NPEGEL. Thank you very much.